What is up, everybody? Got another video for you today. It is a upper day. We are back to like some real heavy training. It's been 2 weeks. I did like a 2-week deload. If you saw the last video, you're gonna see like kind of talking about why I deload, how I deload, type of stuff like that. But so we did that for 2 weeks. Super important. Reduce that bodily fatigue and systemic fatigue and all the fatigue. You know, buzzword. Everyone loves it. Reduce that basically. So now I can go in and train super hard and train to failure and lift heavier weights and put my body through hell basically, but that is how I like to train. So I'm excited to get back at that. Got my pre-workout meal right here. It looks like dog food. It's beef and rice, super simple. I would usually have sweet potatoes and green beans in there too, but I forgot to make all my veggies last night. So we are veggie-less. I'll be doing that later tonight. I might show you guys how I make my veggies at the end of this video. Spoiler alert, it's super, super simple, but I'll show you how I prep them all. Otherwise, all that I'm doing is, that's it. I'm gonna take my raw Bum Essentials pre-workout, code RShapeFit if you want to support, I appreciate it. But otherwise, I'm gonna eat this, take this, and bring my intro workout carbs, which is just a little bit of Gatorade powder in a water bottle with a little bit of creatine. Sometimes I sprinkle a little bit of salt in there just for some sodium for an extra pump. But that's it. Super simple stuff. I don't want to make this intro too long because I am just like eager to go train. So I'm going to eat this real quick, take my pre-workout, and meet you guys in the gym because I can't wait to go train. So let's get after it.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
The 1-rep PR, feeling good after deload. If you've been around or seen some older videos of mine, you'll probably notice that as far as upper days go, this is the same exact thing I was doing like last mesocycle, basically before I deloaded, which you'd be right. I didn't want to switch up immediately after the deload because I want to make sure the deload works. Everything feels better than it did prior to the deload. And then a second thing is I kind of want to give it a test and make sure like if things are still feeling kind of like the flies, for example, felt great already. But like if this doesn't feel good, or after the pull-ups and dips, we're gonna go to incline dumbbell press, which is really the exercise that made me realize, oh, I need to deload. So if that still feels like crap, then after deloading, now that I'm like recovered, I'll start thinking about like, oh, it still feels bad. Maybe I need to do like exercise variations, switch it out from like a incline barbell press or a machine press or something like that. But that's what I'm keeping it, and I'm probably gonna run the same like exact same workout basically for upper lower A, B days for like a week, 2 weeks, go through them each like twice, see what feels good. If it all feels good, it's all staying. If it some stuff feels bad, we'll switch it. But yeah, that's all I got. I'm gonna do pull-ups now.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
All right, this is the big one. When I had the deload, I got 4 reps for 2 sets here. Prior to the deload, I think the max I did with the 80s, which is what I'm doing right now. Max I've ever done was like 8. 75 so heavy today. I don't know how this is gonna go, but like I said before the pull-ups, we got to try that, see how it goes, and then that'll kind of determine whether we keep incline double breath in the split or if we take it out. So we'll see today. Hoping for the best. Just count these reps with me and see if I get 4 to 8.
Wherever love goes, there is also misery. It's no mystery. And you and I, we got history. Yeah. Wherever love flows, there is also tragedy. When we're in too deep. And you and I, we got history. Yeah. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain.
That was 6.5 if you count the bridles. That was 6. But I remember before we deloaded. I think they'll stay in. I think they will. It felt good, and I need to progress on it. So, yeah, we'll see how set number 2 goes, but that felt good. All right, time for take 2. Let's see if we can match. If we can match 6 reps. Hope so, but we'll see. This is like I said, like the biggest one that made me know I had deloads. That's why I'm like if this feels like shit, I'm gonna be so mad because then like either I don't know either other couple of things like either the deload didn't work or I have gotten a little bit lighter, admittedly, but that's why we're ramping calories again. We're gonna get up there soon, but I want to make sure it still progresses. Moral of the story. And I don't really want to take it out. So I love dumbbell incline press, but if it gets stale, like I need to take a break from it and then come back to it later. Like exercise variation is important, in my opinion. I feel like if you do a variation of an exercise a lot, like dumbbell incline press, for example, I do it a lot. Eventually, your body will get used to it, and then like it almost stops progressing in a weird way. But that's just how I feel. I don't know if there's any science behind it, but I'm gonna stop rambling and I'm gonna hit this set. Let's see if we can get 6.
Hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain.
5. Damn. Still more than a week before I deloaded, so we'll see how it goes. on my next upper B day because that's my incline press. So if it progresses from 6 and 5, it stays in. If it stays at 6 and 5 or goes, the reps go down from 6 and 5 in the 80s, it's got to come out. I hate to say it, but it's got to come out. So we'll see next week. And that's all I got. Let's move on to some back.
Do you say my name or you say her name? My love, it grows with the memories like a symphony. And you and I, we got history. Wherever love flows, there is also tragedy. When we're in too deep, and you and I, we got history.
I'm doing these tricep extensions. You'll probably see like I lean forward a bit. That's because I know when you lean forward, you can get a deeper stretch at the top. So that's nice. And then keep your elbows back. Like I'm trying to push them back like behind me a little bit. Then I let them glide forward a little bit on the way up. And then I don't yank them back and down. I just control it and I'm pulling it back, but also like mainly through my triceps. I hope that makes sense. It's hard to explain. I don't know. I probably sound like an idiot. But something I also do that bending thing because the tricep wall, the one crosses like your shoulder joint or whatever. So you want to make sure that you're getting that. Like that's why how back here I get it when I almost like a kickback. That's why I'm keeping the elbows back and I let it glide forward. So kind of getting that activation like you would simulate with like an overhead tricep extension. And I don't do the overhead ones because it just fucks with my shoulder. Like I think it's my left shoulder, maybe my right. I don't remember because I haven't done them in a while. But it like some like almost feel like it's getting pinched. So I try to avoid them if I can. And I've noticed it's a pretty good variant, and I think my triceps gonna speak for themselves on that. So if you never tried it, give it a try, I guess.
The world has been broke down. The world is just announced. The final time is now. The final time to bow. But I will not get down. For you can't force me now. Awakening is clear. I could show you how. I could show you how to fight them. I could show you how to defeat them now.
When it comes to biceps, I'm opting for these single arm preachers because overall, I think preacher curls in general are a really good exercise because like as you go down, you have this extra pad like resistance. Like you're not getting like when you're out here like this, it's not just hanging parallel to the ground. Like you have that extra tension from gravity, so you get a good stretch in the bicep from it. And then personally, I opt for single arm, so like dumbbell preachers because I've noticed I have like a slight uh, imbalance between my biceps. Like one looks a little bigger than the other. So doing unilateral, single arm, that type of stuff, it can help you kind of work out any imbalances you may have. So that's why I'm opting for this for biceps. And I'm only doing one movement for triceps and biceps because I get like half sets when I'm doing my pulls and my presses. So like from my chest press, and then from my back movements, I get like back, I get a little bit of bicep, presses, I get a little bit of tricep. So only one actual exercise for bis and tris, and bis and tris are a genetic strong point for me, so they don't need as much volume. So it's kind of my thought process there. Onto our shoulders, which is just some cable laterals and some cable rear delt flies. So pretty simple stuff. My biggest kind of tips here on cable, first of all, why I choose to do cable laterals instead of dumbbells. I think both are great. Both cables, you can just get a little bit more tension because of a cable. You can usually get more tension. And also if you set this cable up about roughly hip level, then when you're at the bottom here, you still keep tension on that rather than with a dumbbell when it gets down there, you lose all that tension. And then the other thing here that I would recommend is people like to lean like this sometimes, but that again at the bottom will take the tension out. So if you're gonna lean anyway, lean more like this. Personally, I'm not fully straight up. I do a little lean, but like you can probably barely even tell I'm leaning, like just a little bit. And then I brace with the other arm. And then instead of like curling or wristing like this, take it, keep your wrist straight. And I like to squeeze the thing, keep it straight, and imagine you're pushing, like you're not just raising it up, but you wanna like you're here and then push, not moving your body, obviously, but like as if you're trying to reach for the wall across from you're like over there, you know? That's kind of my cues. Some people like to use cuffs here. I genuinely like the extra force production you get by squeezing it. The harder you squeeze, you can like recruit more motor units. I don't even know, dude. I'm not sciencey enough to like quote all that stuff. It's just stuff I've heard. And I mean, I feel like I can push harder if I squeeze hard. Like I just like, you just type of thing, right? Like when you're bench pressing, you squeeze that bar and you can like push harder. So same theory here. Like you squeeze that thing, you go. That's why I don't use wrist cuffs. I'm just not a big fan. You could do cuffs and like hold a handle or like hold. I know some people do a cuff and then they hold a what's that called? A racket ball, I think. So like you could do that too, but or a lacrosse ball is what they do. They hold a lacrosse ball, like squeeze that. I don't know. That's not my cup of tea, but I'm gonna hit these quick, and then we'll talk some rear delts. But we're not there yet, so let's do this.
The world has been broke down. The world is just announced. Final time is now. The final time to bow. But I will not get down. For you can't force me now. Awakening is clear. I could show you how. I could show you how to fight them. I could show you how to defeat them.
All right, we're on to the final exercise of this upper day, which is rear delt flies. Putting the cable about eye level, mouth level ish, I guess. And obviously just You grab, drive out, kind of a 45-degree angle. This one also, if you want, sometimes I do lean on this one because as you're leaning out and away, it'll help pull your arm more across, really activate that rear delt. Otherwise, I really don't have a ton of cues on this one. It's just kind of feel it in your rear delt or try to. When you're going out, what I really focus on is taking, I think of my elbow, like the path of my elbow. I want my elbow to go from here around, like from this point or this point, out and around. So like it's driving through and around, but guided by like the rear delt, because the rear delt's gonna be like contracting in to pull that across. Like, I don't know if you can see it from back there, but like it'll pull across, and then that rear delt is like working it. So I hope that makes sense. I'm really bad at describing these. These are for me just like 100% based off feel. Like you give it a, sorry, I had to make sure the mic was still on. You just really feel it out and like make sure it's in the rear delt. If you start feeling like your like your latch, your upper traps or anything working, and like pulling it like that, not so good. You're not working your back here. You're working your rear delts. So try to keep it in the rear delts. If you got to lighten the load, that's fine. Like if you have to go lighter to feel it in the rear delt, go like super, super light and just do a couple more reps. Like that is completely okay. You don't have to go heavy. You don't always have to be heavy. If you're focused on feeling it in the muscle, go light and just do extra reps. Like do like, instead of doing 8 to 10 reps, do like 12 to 15 reps or something. I don't know. There's an example, but yeah, I'm going to do these 2 sets here quick and then we'll wrap this up. We'll go get a quick pump check and then we'll head home. And like I said earlier, I will show you guys how to make my veggies. Which, like I said, it's incredibly simple. Y'all will see it and be like, yeah, no shit, anyone could figure that out. But in case you haven't thought of it and you want to prep a ton of veggies at once, this is how I do it to like make like a whole week's worth of veggies. And I do broccoli, green beans, and sweet potatoes all at once. And it's like lickety split. So I'll just show you what I do. Y'all will literally roll your eyes and be like, that's so stupid. Like that's so simple. But just in case, if I can even help one person out, that's dope. That's a win for me. So let's do this set though. right, we are back from the gym now. I got my protein shake, which I'm gonna put down quick while I wait for these veggies to cook. I'm probably gonna make some rice and cook the veggies and then eat once they're actually done. So the protein shake's basically to hold me over until that. Basically though, like I said, showing how to make my veggies. Just get some sheet pans, get them all in there. I got some sweet potatoes diced up, some frozen green beans, and some frozen broccoli. I just put a little olive oil in the pan so it doesn't stick. Also, pro hack, use tinfoil. It helps keep your pans cleaner and makes cleanup so much easier. But a little bit of olive oil on there, or I use avocado oil. I'll show you like this little spray stuff. I just throw that on there. So throw a little avocado oil, get your veggies put on there, hit it with a leather light coat of the avocado oil, and then I think you can see it on there a little salt and pepper on those bad boys, and then oven at 400 degrees. And I'm gonna pop those in there for about 20 minutes and then check on them. The broccoli and green beans will probably be done in 20 minutes. The sweet potatoes might take more like 30, 40 minutes. So pop it in for 20, come back, check, see how it is. And then, yeah, that's all it is. You can do all this at once. It only takes like 20 to 40 minutes. So pretty simple stuff. Super basic, simple, and it honestly tastes pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's only salt and pepper, so pretty bland, but I like my food blander, especially if I'm bulking, because then there's not a ton of flavors that I can get sick of. It's just like the same thing and it's never exciting, but like it's never you're never sick of it because it's not overwhelming or anything. If that makes sense, I don't know. But I'm gonna let these cook and then uh I'll check back in with you guys when they're all done and I have the finished product and then I have my last meal, I guess. And then we'll wrap up from there. So for me, I'll be back in like it'll take me 20, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever. But for you guys, I'll be back in like 2 seconds. So see you in a sec. All right, and just like that, we are back. Everything is cooked up. Let me show you. Got the green beans, got the potatoes, got the broccoli. I mean, it doesn't change much. It's just cooked. And then over here, I got a little bit of beef. I'm gonna put some sweet potatoes in here. Probably about probably about 100 grams of sweet potato in there. So all of this, the broccoli, green bean, and the rest of this, other than 100 grams, is going in the beef. We'll just that'll just get put in Tupperware containers, and then I can toss it in the microwave basically whenever I need it. So they're just ready to go. Usually I'd make a lot more than this, but I got a little bit of traveling coming up here for me, so I won't be able to store it all. So I had to make a little bit less this time, but basically just want to show you what I do for veggies. It's so simple, but effective. So yeah, but that's all I got for you guys today. Workout was great. This meal is gonna be great. Um, life is good. I appreciate each and every one of you for watching. If you enjoyed, please drop a like, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. We're pushing to 100 subscribers. We're at like 76, I believe. So let's keep making that push. Appreciate each and every one of you. Hope you had a good day, and I will catch you guys in the next video next Monday. Peace.